Remember when being a loyalist actually meant something? In 2026, the era of the pampered frequent cruiser is officially dead. I've spent months analyzing over 10,000 feedback reports, leaked corporate documents, and updated internal guidelines to uncover a disturbing truth. The cruise lines you once considered family are systematically dismantling your benefits while hiking prices to record highs. From nickel-and-diming, reaching a pitch of pure extraction to the shocking way one major line is punishing its most faithful members, the industry has shifted. Stay tuned, because betrayal number 7 is a complete rewrite of the buffet rules. 1. Carnival's VFP, spending over sailing pivot. Carnival is fundamentally altering its VIFP loyalty program to prioritize total spend over nights sailed. For decades, the fun ships rewarded the grinders, the cruisers who saved every penny to spend 100 nights at sea in standard interior cabins. But in 2026, those nights are becoming secondary to a new, internal monetary contribution score. I recently spoke with a Diamond member who has sailed 40 times with Carnival. She arrived at the terminal only to find her priority boarding revoked because she had hit a specific onboard spending threshold in the previous calendar year. Meanwhile, a first-timer who booked a top-tier Excel suite and a $2,000 beverage package was ushered to the front of the line. Most cruisers think their loyalty is banked for life. But the truth is that Carnival is moving toward a "what have you done for us lately" model. If you aren't hitting the new annual spend targets, your perks like free laundry and priority dining are on the chopping block. The consequence is a massive rift between the brand and its most faithful fans who feel they being traded for whale spenders. Pro tip: check your VFP portal for a status activity bar. If you aren't spending enough on excursions and drinks, consider status matching to a land-based hotel chain before your perks vanish. 2. Royal Caribbean's ghost capacity surge. The industry leader is now operating ships at a staggering 115% capacity, effectively destroying the premium feel of the brand. Most passengers think a ship's max capacity is a hard limit, but that number only accounts for 2 people per cabin. In 2026, Royal Caribbean is aggressively packing every single pull-out sofa and overhead bunk on the Icon and Oasis-class vessels. The result is what insiders call ghost capacity. Thousands of extra passengers the public areas were never designed to handle. Imagine trying to find a lounge chair at the pool when there are 7,500 people on board, or waiting 45 minutes just to get into the Windjammer buffet. I've seen reports of elevator gridlock, where guests are waiting 10 minutes just to move between decks. This matters because you aren't paying for a crowded mall experience. You're paying for a vacation. When the passenger-to-space ratio collapses, the loyalty perks like private lounge access become overcrowded and useless. Royal is prioritizing short-term revenue to pay off massive shipbuilding debts, but they're doing it at the expense of your sanity. Pro tip: if you crave the Royal experience without the crowds, book the older Radiance-class ships. They are the only vessels left in the fleet with the same guest-to-space ratio. 3. NCL's Broadway Blackout. Norwegian Cruise Line is quietly replacing high-budget Broadway productions with internally produced, generic shows to save on licensing fees. NCL built its reputation on having the best entertainment at sea, shows like Beetlejuice, Six, and Jersey Boys. But the 2026 internal strategy is a total pivot toward variety acts and house brand productions like The Elements. Most cruisers book NCL specifically for the Broadway caliber entertainment, but many are arriving on the ship only to find the theater dark or filled with a low-cost magician. The catch is that NCL isn't lowering its freestyle fares to reflect this drop in quality. They're actually raising them. They are betting that once you're on the ship, you won't complain about the missing Tony Award-winning show. This matters because entertainment is a massive part of the cruise value proposition. When you strip away the high-end shows, you're left with a floating hotel that charges premium prices for mid-tier talent. The loyalty that NCL fans felt for the brand's innovation is being tested by this blatant cost-cutting. Pro tip: before you book, check the Entertainment tab on the NCL app. If a specific Broadway title isn't listed by name, you're likely getting a budget-friendly house production. 4. The Princess Medallion Paywall. Princess Cruises is turning their Medallion class technology into a mandatory paywall for basic services that used to be free. The medallion was originally marketed as a way to make cruising effortless, but in 2026, it's been weaponized to trigger microtransactions at every turn. Most cruisers think the app is a free tool to help them navigate, but the truth is it's now a convenience trap. For example, getting a drink or a burger delivered to your lounger, a hallmark of the medallion experience, now carries a delivery fee of up to $15 per order unless you purchase the high-tier Princess Premier package. Even the ocean-ready expedited boarding is being gated behind priority access fees. The consequence is a nickel-and-diming feel that contradicts the brand's upscale, relaxed identity. Loyalists who loved the classy feel of Princess are reporting that they feel like they being vended throughout their entire vacation. The tech is no longer there to serve you. It's there to extract convenience taxes from your wallet. Pro tip: opt out of the Medallion Pay feature and stick to physical menus. It's the only way to avoid the accidental one-tap charges that are plaguing guest folios. 5. MSC's Yacht Club divide. MSC is systematically neglecting its standard experience to pour all marketing and resources into its yacht club elite enclave. The brand is effectively creating a two-class system that alienates 90% of its passengers. While yacht club guests enjoy five-star service and private decks, the main experience on ships like the World Europa is becoming a logistical nightmare. I've analyzed feedback from loyal MSC cruisers who say the standard guest relations desks are now intentionally understaffed to encourage people to upgrade to the yacht club next time. ULLC 30-minute lines for the buffet and sold-out signs for every decent excursion within hours of boarding. Most passengers think MSC is a great budget option, but the truth is the budget experience is being made intentionally difficult to force a premium upgrade. This matters because it destroys the sense of community on a ship. When you treated like a second-class citizen because you didn't spend $4,000 on a suite, loyalty goes out the window. MSC has the newest ships at sea, but their service gap is wider than ever in 2026. Pro tip: treat MSC as a transportation-only budget line and bring your own entertainment and shore excursion plans to avoid the internal upcharge pressure. 6. Celebrities always included erasure. Celebrity Cruises has officially buried their always included promise, reverting to a basic economy model that strips the luxury from the brand. Only a few years ago, Celebrity's big pitch was that drinks, Wi-Fi, and tips were part of the fare. In 2026, that's a distant memory. Most passengers still associate Celebrity with an all-in upscale feel, but the truth is the standard fare now includes almost nothing. You have to navigate a complex maze of retreat, aqua class, and classic drink package add-ons just to get the experience that used to be standard. It's a bait and switch that has left longtime Captain's Club members feeling betrayed. The consequence is that the price you see on the website is never the price you actually pay. By the time you add back the luxury elements, you're often paying more than you would for a truly ultra-luxury line like Seabourn or Viking. Celebrity is trying to compete with the mass-market lines on price, but they're losing their modern luxury soul in the process. Pro tip: always run a price comparison against Holland America's Have It All package. In 2026, HA is often providing a more celebrity-like experience for a much lower total cost. 7. The main dining room, second entree fee. Cruising's all-you-can-eat era is dead as multiple lines have implemented a mandatory second entree fee in the main dining room. This is perhaps the most hated change in 2026. Most cruisers think the dining room is the one place they can escape the extra charges, but that's no longer the case. If you want a second lobster tail on formal night, or even just a second steak because the first one was tiny, you'll likely see a $15 to $30 surcharge hit your bill. I've seen reports of families being warned by waiters that their extra appetizers would incur costs. The lines claim this is to reduce food waste, but insiders know it's a pure margin play. This matters because it changes the psychology of a cruise. Part of the fun was trying things you wouldn't normally order. Now, every choice comes with a mental price tag. It turns a free dinner into a stressful financial transaction. The consequence is a massive drop in dining satisfaction scores across the major fleets. Pro tip: skip the main dining room on premium, nights and head to the free, specialty-themed spots like Guy's Burger Joint. They haven't started charging for the second burger yet. 8. Disney's enchantment tax inflation. Disney Cruise Line has pushed its pricing so far beyond the reach of the average family that they are effectively taxing the magic away. In 2026, a 4-night Bahamas cruise on the Disney Treasure can cost more than a 10-night Mediterranean Odyssey on a premium line. Most fans think they are paying for a superior Disney experience, but the truth is the service-to-price ratio is plummeting. As Disney builds more ships, the personalized magic is being replaced by mass-market logistics. Longtime Castaway Club members are reporting that the free perks of the past, like character meet and greets, are being gated behind premium experience fees. The consequence is magic fatigue. Families who saved for 3 years for a Disney cruise are walking away feeling like they've been taken. When the cost of a single week at sea equals a down payment on a car, the brand loyalty starts to crumble. Disney is banking on fandom to keep the ships full, but even fans have a breaking point. Pro tip: look at Royal Caribbean's Icon of the Seas. It offers a similar family wow factor with better kids clubs for about 60% of the Disney price point. 9. The vanishing cabin steward. Once daily cabin service is now the standard across almost every major line, representing a massive reduction in the high-touch service cruisers love. Most cruisers expect that magical moment where their room is refreshed while they re-eat breakfast and turned down while they re-eat dinner. But in 2026, that luxury is gone. The truth is that cabin stewards are now responsible for double the number of rooms they handled 5 years ago. I've heard from stewards who say they are physically breaking, trying to meet the new corporate quotas. The result for you? Wet towels still on the bathroom floor at 4 p.m. and a trash can that S overflowing by the second day. This matters because it makes a cruise feel like a standard hotel rather than a premium escape. It's a silent cutback that the lines don't advertise, but it's one you feel every single day of your trip. The loyalty to the staff that used to keep people coming back is being eroded by corporate greed. Pro tip: hand your steward a $20 bill on day 1 and explicitly ask for a specific window for service. They are overworked, and cash is the only way to get back to the twice-daily standard. 10. Connectivity extortion. While cruise lines have switched to faster Starlink internet, they have used the efficiency to hike Wi-Fi prices by over 200%. Most passengers think that better tech should mean lower prices, but the opposite is happening in 2026. Internet packages are now hitting $35 per day for a single device. For a family of 4, that's nearly $1,000 added to a week-long cruise bill just to stay connected. The catch? You need the internet for the ship's app to work for basic things like seeing the daily schedule or dining menus. It's a connectivity tax you can't really avoid. The consequence is that getting away from it all is now a luxury you have to pay through the nose for. Cruisers feel like they're being held hostage by the need to check in at home or work. The lines are making record profits on Wi-Fi while their base fares look artificially low. Pro tip: never buy Wi-Fi on the ship. Purchase it at least 6 months in advance through the cruise planner, as the onboard rate is almost always 50% higher. Minus 11. The shore excursion safety scare. Cruise lines are using increasingly aggressive fear tactics to bully passengers into booking overpriced official shore excursions. In 2026, the port talks have shifted from helpful advice to terrifying warnings about unregulated local operators. Most cruisers hear the ship will leave you if you late and panic book the $150 bus tour. But the truth is that reputable third-party operators have a 99% on-time record because their entire business depends on it. The lines are charging a 300% markup for the exact same catamaran or beach club you could book yourself for $40. This matters because excursions are where the real memories are made. When you're funneled into a cattle car bus tour with 50 other people, the experience is diluted. The lines aren't protecting you. They're protecting their massive profit margins on the port experience. Pro tip: use sites like Resort for a Day or Viator to book independent tours. They offer back-to-ship guarantees that match the cruise line's safety promises for a fraction of the cost. 12. Hidden resort fees on the high seas. Mandatory daily gratuities have quietly evolved into service charges that lines are using to subsidize their own corporate overhead. Most passengers think they're 18 minus 22 per day tip is going directly to their hardworking waiter and steward. But in 2026, the fine print tells a different story. Leaked internal documents suggest that a portion of these mandatory tips is being used to cover basic crew salaries, allowing the cruise lines to keep their base operating costs lower on paper. It's essentially a hidden resort fee that hits your bill at the end of the cruise. For a family of 4 on a 7-day trip, that's a $600 surprise that wasn't in the initial sale price. The consequence is a total lack of transparency. When the tips are optional and do clearly go to the staff as a bonus, the entire tipping culture of cruising becomes toxic. Loyalists are starting to remove gratuities at guest services out of spite, which only hurts the crew. Pro tip: always prepay your gratuities at the time of booking. It locks in the current rate and protects you from the inevitable price hike that usually happens mid-season. 13. Aging ship neglect. Cruise lines are pouring billions into mega ships while letting their older, smaller vessels fall into a state of visible decay. If you aren't sailing on a ship built in the last 5 years, you're likely in for a shock in 2026. Most cruisers think the brand experience is consistent across the fleet, but the truth is a class divide has formed. I've seen reports of rusted balconies, moldy shower curtains, and broken air conditioning in the theaters of ships like the older Grand Class or Fantasy Class vessels. The lines are harvesting these ships for cash while putting zero investment back into them. This matters because many loyalists prefer smaller ships. They like the intimacy and the lack of 7,000-person crowds. But the lines are making the small ship experience so miserable that they effectively forcing you onto the expensive mega ships. It's a betrayal of the traditional cruiser. Pro tip: always check the last dry dock date of a ship before you book. If it hasn't been refreshed in the last 3 years, expect significant wear and tear. 14. App-only inaccessibility. The total removal of paper daily programs is isolating thousands of loyal, older cruisers who find the app-only world frustrating and buggy. In 2026, the Daily Compass, or Fun Times, is officially a relic of the past. Most lines claim this is for environmental reasons, but the truth is it's a cost-cutting measure that allows them to track your movements through the app. The catch? Ship Wi-Fi is notoriously spotty. Imagine trying to see what time this 70s dance party starts, but the app keeps spinning because 3,000 other people are trying to use it at the same time. The consequence is a vacation that feels more like tech support than a holiday. For many longtime cruisers, the ritual of circling events with a highlighter was part of the fun. By removing that, the lines have removed a layer of accessibility and charm. Pro tip: go to guest services on day 1 and politely demand a physical daily flyer. Most ships still keep a small hidden stack behind the desk for passengers who complain. 15. The dynamic pricing buffet trap. The buffet, the last safe space for free food, is being invaded by dynamic pricing and upcharge items in 2026. Most passengers think once they walk into the buffet, everything is included. But the lines are testing a new premium tier inside the Garden Cafe and Windjammer. You'll see a beautiful tray of fresh squeezed orange juice or a signature cake. But when you reach for it, a staff member will ask to scan your wristband for a $4.99 charge. It's an impulse buy trap designed to catch you while your guard is down. The catch is that the included food is being subtly downgraded in quality to make the upcharge items look even better. This matters because it's the ultimate nickel-and-diming move. It turns the most casual dining experience on the ship into a transactional minefield. The loyalty people felt for the all-in buffet is being traded for a few extra dollars of revenue. Pro tip: always look for a small price placard next to any food item that looks higher quality than the rest. In 2026, if it looks too good to be free, it almost certainly isn't. The cruise industry in 2026 is a different beast. Loyalty is no longer a two-way street. It's a metric on a corporate balance sheet. But by knowing these 15 traps, you can still find the value and protect your vacation budget. If you're tired of the big six destroying your faith, you need to see where the smart money is moving.